Hello, welcome to another yoga flow here on Downward Dog. My name is Mitzi, I am a GP and yoga teacher. Today we're going to do a lovely energizing flow as we settle into autumn. As the seasons start to change, we can start to slow down, but it might still be nice to have practices where we can generate some heat, some intention, and prepare ourselves for the cooler, slower seasons. As part of this practice, we're going to be looking in and exploring different types of twists, as well as doing an energizing vinyasa or flow. All you need is a mat. If you're ready, let's begin. Finding a comfortable seated position on your mat. I'm sitting cross-legged. You might like to join me here or sit in any way that you can feel comfortable while we start to settle into our practice. Placing your hands, palms up on your knees. Let's feel the crown of our head extend up to the sky as our shoulders begin to melt away from our ears. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Let's start to bring our awareness inwards, beginning to notice our inhales and exhales as we settle into our practice. In yoga, we primarily breathe in and out through our nose, unless otherwise instructed. So gently close your lips, relax your jaw, maybe having a small space between your teeth behind your closed lips. And start to notice as you draw air in through your nose and out through our nose. As part of our yoga practice, it's important to maintain awareness of our breath and never compromising the breath for the poses or asanas. I like to start the practice with a bit of breath work to prepare ourselves and remind our bodies of how we breathe with intention so we can carry it through our practice today. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, keeping your eyes closed or feel free to blink them open. Reach your fingers all the way up to the sky, maybe gazing up at your thumbs. Inhale and exhale here. On your next exhale, we're going to reach our right hand down to the mat, extending over with our left hand. Inhale, reaching both hands up. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right hand reaches over. And again, the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reaching over. We'll do this one more time on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, reaching over. From here, as your next inhale, sweep your hand down to the mat. So your right hand is now behind you. Left hand is on your right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting from the waist behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. On your next inhale, sweep both hands across. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Gently placing some pressure through that left hand. Inhale, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, twist from your waist. Stomach muscles engaged to help you twist a little bit more through your waist. You're not straining your neck. The twist primarily comes from the waist. And then release. We're going to reach both hands up again, interlace your fingers, and turn your palms up to the sky. As you inhale, open your chest. See if you can extend your shoulders, arms reaching slightly behind your ears. As you exhale, round through your spine, turn your palm inwards and curl through your back, engaging your belly muscles. Inhale, pushing the palms away to the sky, opening up your heart. Exhale, palms in, rounding through the top part of your spine and your lower spine. One more time each way, turning the palms up, opening up the heart. Exhale, palms to you, rounding through your back. Inhale, returning to a tall spine. We're going to move over to our hands and knees. Placing your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, fingers are spread wide and engaged into the mat. Let's start to circle around our wrists one way, keeping our lower belly hugging in. And then changing directions, we're going to circle our wrists the other way. We're going to come into a bit more of a dynamic cat-cow. As you inhale, bend your elbows, belly to the mat, crown and tailbone to the sky. As you exhale, bend the elbows again as you round through. Crown and tailbone to the mat. Inhale, bend. Push up. Cow pose. Exhale, bend through your elbows again, straightening into cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And you may start to roll through your spine, just with your own breath. Exhale, rounding through. Inhale, bending the elbows. Cow pose. Exhale, rounding through. Just do this a few times with your own breath. Finding that fluidity and the mobility in your spine as you warm up. And then returning to a neutral spine. We're going to sit back into extended child's pose, sitting on our heels, knees as wide as the mat. Reach your arms forward. Forehead to the mat, rock here a little bit, really stretch your fingers away while you pull your bottom and your hips away from your hands. Feel that dynamic tension in your back and your arms, reaching your hands forward as you send your hips away. Inhale and exhale, feeling that lengthening through your spine. Let's make our way back up to tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, curling under your toe. Send your weight back as you start to lift your knees up, coming into downward facing dog. Your feet are at least hip width apart, your fingers are spread wide. Knees can be bent to encourage the lengthening in your upper back, sending your chest towards your knees. Maybe pedaling out the legs. Inhaling and exhaling here, taking a few more breaths. Remembering you can always come into child's pose at any point during this practice, but if you're here with me in downward dog, maybe find some stillness now. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, looking at your hands, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Press through your feet as you inhale all the way up to stand, palms together. Exhale, hands down by your side. Okay, we're going to begin our flow part of the practice. Standing into Tadasana mountain pose, anchoring through the base of your big toe, the base of your little toe and your heel. Knees are gently engaged. Knees are gently softened, engaging your calves, your thighs. Bottom is hugging in, lower belly is hugging in. Chest is open and our palms shining forward. Shoulders melt away from your ears, extending the crown of your head, lengthening the back of your neck. Taking a few intentional breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling into Tadasana mountain pose, and maybe setting an intention for your practice. Maybe your intention is to be present throughout your day, carrying this energy with you, or maybe you wish to feel energized, or simply have a chance to be present and move your body. On your next inhale, blink your eyes open, reaching your palms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, soft knees, neck is relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant into the mat, fingers spread wide, step back into your plank. As you exhale, lower your knees, your chin and your chest to the mat. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lifting up into your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Maybe pedaling out your legs again, bending one knee and bending the other. Or maybe resting in stillness, drawing your heels towards the mat. Remember, you can have your knees bent as much as you need to encourage your chest forward. On your next inhale, looking at your hands, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Pressing your feet into the mat. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Palms together. Exhale, your hands down by your side. Let's flow again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, step back with your right leg. Lower your knees, uncurl your toes. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, sink through your hips a bit more. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. Open up your heart. Reach your fingertips up. Exhale, lowering your right hand down to the mat, left hand to left hip. Roll your shoulder open, twisting from your waist. You can then start to extend the arm up. Inhale and exhale, lowering your left hand to the mat, curling under your toes and stepping your right foot forward. Let's step back with our left leg, lower your knee, uncurl your toes. Inhale into low crescent. Exhale, sink through your hips. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Heart is open and shining forward. Inhale, shoot your fingertips up, shoulders away from your ears. Feel that dynamic tension. Exhale, lowering your left hand inside your right foot, right hand to right hip, roll your shoulder open. Maybe inhaling that right hand up to the sky and gazing at that hand if your neck allows. Inhale, exhale, release both hands to the mat, curl under your left toes and let's step back into plank. Let's hold plank for a few breaths. Lower belly hugging in, squeezing your bottom, feeling really strong and stable. We're not sinking through our lower back, it's pushed up, engaged and strong. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, lower your knees, lower your chin and your chest to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, let's push back into our downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, pedaling out your legs or maybe resting still. Pushing your hands away from your mat. Feet hip width apart. Shoulders are pushing away from your ears. We're feeling the tension of pushing and pulling throughout our body. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale fully. Inhale, look at your hands, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Push through the mat as you inhale all the way up to stand. Palms together. Exhale, hands down by your side. We're going to move into a variation of Sunbeam now. Starting into Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, sit back into your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to the mat or hands to shins. Exhale, stepping your right leg back. You can keep your knee down if you'd like this variation, or for a bit more challenge, keep your knee lifted, push through your front leg and inhale up into high crescent. Exhale, sink through your hips. Hips and shoulders are to the short edge of your mat. You're opening up your chest. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Left hand to left hip. Roll your shoulder open. Inhale, reach up. Inhale and exhale. Hand to the mat. Inhale, step forward to both feet between your hands. Inhale up into chair. Take a breath here. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with your left leg. Keep your knee down, or for a bit more challenge, lift your back knee, push through your front leg as you inhale up into high crescent. Exhale, sinking into your hips. Your back heel is drawing away from you. Your hips and shoulders are square to the short edge of your mat. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat, right hand to your right hip. Roll your right shoulder open, reaching your chest up to the sky. Stay here for added challenge. Reach that right hand up to the sky. Maybe gaze at it if your neck allows. Inhale and exhale. Lower your right hand to the mat. We're going to step back into plank. Hold plank for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Now we can do the same knees, chest, chin modification, or for some added challenge, we're going to chaturanga down. For chaturanga, you exhale, lower halfway almost. Elbows at 90 degrees, flip the toes, push up into an upward facing dog with your thighs and knees floating off the mat. Exhale, engage your core as you push back into a downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale fully here. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, looking at the front of your mat, stepping your feet between your hands, we're going to inhale up into chair pose and then push through the mat. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down by your side. Well done. Hopefully you're feeling a bit warmer. We're going to generate a bit more heat. We're going to do some chair variations now. Inhale your arms up, sink back into chair. Exhale, hands to your heart. You want to make sure you can see your toes. And we're going to twist over to the left. Maybe hooking your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. See if you can draw your palms to the center of your chest in Anjali Mudra. And maybe gaze up at the sky if your neck allows. If you're struggling with your balance, bring your gaze down to the floor. Inhale, return to center. Reach your arms up. Keep breathing. Your legs should feel on fire. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Twisting over to the right now. Hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Twisting so your palms are in the center of your chest. Maybe gazing up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling back up, reaching your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Shaking out your legs. Well done. We're going to go again. Bend your knees. Inhale back into chair. Exhale, push through your feet all the way up to stand. Well done. We're going to make our way down to the mat through Malasana, garland pose. So having your feet slightly wider than your hips, toes are turned out. Inhale, reach your hands up overhead. Exhale, we're sinking through our hips. You may need to adjust your feet. Hands can be in Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Use your elbows to push your hips open a little bit more. You may like to sway here to encourage that opening in your hips. Okay. Reaching your right hand down in front of your knee. Reach your left hand up to the sky. Maybe gaze at it, hugging in your lower belly. See if you can twist a bit more at the waist. You may wish to bring your left hand behind you and bind with your right hand, if that's within your practice. If not, keep your arms extended out. 1 more breath here. And release. Both hands to the mat. Inhale, right hand up, opening through your chest. Using your arm as leverage to keep your hips open. Maybe you'd like to bind again, reaching your right hand behind, bending your left elbow to hook. Keep your gaze lifted. Inhale and exhale, release. Going to bring our bottom to the mat now. Soles of the feet together. You can have a little bit of room between your heels and your groin. Putting your thumbs on the soles of your feet, hands on the outside of your feet, and just encourage your feet open like a book. Extend your chest, heart open. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Keep your elbows tucked in. You can use your elbows as a bit more leverage to try and reach forward, extending the spine as you fold forward. Keep your shoulders pushing away from your ears. Nice long neck. We're not rounding yet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release your knees. Place your feet into the mat. Maybe your hands behind you. And let's just release any tension in our hips by windscreen wiping, releasing tension in the lower back too. From here, I'm just going to turn around so you can see. We're going to come into boat pose. Firing up our core one last time, sitting up nice and tall, feet in front, knees bent. Hook your hands under your knees and just shift your weight back so you're balancing on your sit bones. Keep your stomach engaged. You keep lifting through your lower back so you're not dumping in your spine to prevent any back issues. From here, you may wish to play with your balance, lifting one leg, keeping your core engaged, maybe lifting the other, maybe reaching your hands out in front of you. Taking a few breaths here. For added challenge, you may wish to extend your legs. Just ensure that you keep lifting up through your spine, and you can always return to the posture before. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to start to extend our legs. Keep reaching your arms out and slowly lower with control of your core all the way down to the mat, and then release. I'm just going to shuffle forward so my head's not in the grass. From here, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice rock, a nice hug and squeeze. Take one hand onto each knee and let's start to roll our knees out and away from each other. Changing directions, let's go the other way. Let's take our hands out wide in a T, legs 90 degrees in tabletop. If you've got any tension in your legs, you can always lower your knees. Otherwise, we're floating our knees up, engaging our core, exhaling our knees lower over to the right, gazing gently at the left side. Slowing down, taking a few deep breaths here. Maybe even closing your eyes. Just inhaling into that twist. On your next inhale, engaging your core, lifting your legs up, tabletop 90 degrees. Exhale, allow your knees to lower to the left, gazing over to the right. Inhaling and exhaling here. Taking a few breaths. Really breathing into this stretch. On your next inhale, engaging your core, floating your knees back up to the sky. Just give yourself another hug here. Maybe squeezing your chin into your chest, lifting your head up. And then exhale, release. Maybe massaging that lower back again, circling both knees together this time. And then changing directions. If you have any tension in your lower back, you can keep your knees bent. Allow your feet to be as wide as the mat and just let your knees fall in. Otherwise, let's come into Shavasana now. Taking a few moments to settle down. Going to bring our awareness back to our breath. Inhaling and exhaling through our nose. Releasing any tension in the jaw, in our face, in our shoulders, our back, our glutes, our fingers, our knees, ankles and toes. Allow your body to melt into the mat. Maintain awareness of your breath. Focusing on noticing your inhales and exhales. I'm going to leave you here for a few more moments, and then after a few more minutes, I will guide you out of this relaxation. Starting to take a few more energizing breaths. Inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Maybe bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes. Reaching your arms out long, pointing your toes. And then giving yourself a hug, drawing your knees into your chest again. Keeping your eyes closed if you're able to. Gently rolling onto your right hand side, finding stillness here for a moment. Taking another energizing breath here. And then slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Maintaining your eyes closed if you're able to. Sitting up nice and tall, hands by your sides. On your next inhale, reaching your arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, drawing your palms in prayer to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking a moment to thank yourself for practicing today, for being present and maintaining awareness of our breath. Bringing your thumb knuckles to your third eye between your eyebrows. Gently bowing your head to chin to chest. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful practice today. Om Shanti. Thank you for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I have weekly yoga flows, so hopefully I'll see you in another video. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I can't wait to see you in the next one. As always, take care.